Apa khabar semua? Welcome back to the Khabar Baik show. And hey, if you're new to the channel, what we do here is we report on any good news around Malaysia throughout the week. So safe to say, Nilofa isn't making the cut tonight. Anyway, we are heading into our 21st episode already. Can you believe it? 21st episode on the 21st of May. Really, I'm just here having a good time. And I hope all of you watching are enjoying the videos as well. So tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris MJ and it's time for some Khabar Baik. Starting this week off with some bite-sized Khabar Baik, meet Tashan Dubashan, 5-year-old who just entered Malaysia Book of Records as the youngest person to solve a Rubik's Cube. Plus, all it took him was 2 minutes. And not only that, he was trained by his mom just 8 days before the day. 5 years old, let me repeat. I only figured out how to solve the Rubik's Cube when I was 15. Hey, but Tashan, I did it in 1 minute 45 seconds, bro. Next, I'd like to celebrate a man named Mr. Tava. Why? Mr. Tava, who was born blind, has not only been meeting expectations but exceeding them. You see, Mr. Tava is a Malaysian studies lecturer, and due to the current pandemic, he has had to adapt to online teaching and learning. The 69-year-old who retired as a history teacher from SMK Taman Petaling said his blindness was never an obstacle, and even after retiring from government service, he was still keen to apply for jobs and teach. Mr. Tava, I know you teach Malaysian studies, but above all else, you showed me tonight that sight and vision are two different things. That you can lose your sight, but vision, that's up to us. I'm not sure if you've seen this next Khabar Baik yet, but a 19-year-old student has emerged as the champion in the English-Speaking Union International Public Speaking Competition held virtually just last Friday. His name, ladies and gentlemen, is Pavit Koran, and according to ESUM, Pavit beat 35 other participants from 33 countries in the grand finals. In his 5-minute presentation, he spoke about the increasing rate of mental depression worldwide and urged the audience and all the governments to sympathize with the issue. This was the second time that Malaysia has won the Best Speaker title at the annual ESU International Public Speaking Competition after Marina Tan in 2011. Now, speaking of youth making an impact on a global scale, our guest for tonight is an international speaker. She's a teenage entrepreneur and also an author. Here to celebrate with us, help me welcome the one and only Harsha! Hey Harsha, it's so good to have you on the show tonight. Really, it's an honor. Thank you so much for your time. Apa khabar?
Hello and Khabar Baik, thank you. Hopefully you're having a great week as well. It's a huge honor to be here on your show and to celebrate some good news with you, I'd say.
No, it's a huge honor for me and the show. Tonight, we want to talk about you. We want to celebrate you because you are our Khabar Baik of the week. And we want to talk about Ascendance. We want to talk about Harsha. What is Harsha up to? So, maybe, tell us more about yourself.
So, hi everyone, my name is Harsha. I'm an 18-year-old social entrepreneur. I am one of the co-founders as well as the Chief Marketing Officer of Ascendance, which is a nationwide youth movement right here in Malaysia that works with over 6,000 students in 270 different communities to help them discover what they love doing and start going out there getting real-world experiences through project-based learning, experiential learning, and coming back and starting their own careers while they're still in school. At the same time, Ascendance also helps students develop their own careers, social projects, and social enterprises, even though they might just be between the ages of 8, 10, or 16. So one of the social enterprises that they actually developed was my own, called startmyname.com. That basically is, we do fast, simple websites for individuals, families, small businesses, starting at 188 ringgit a year. And we've so far been very, very fortunate to actually get 400 clients in 4 continents in the last 2 years that we've been in operation. And other than that, I've just been a very lucky person who has been invited to share about the work of Ascendance on TEDx stages, international conferences, and also from the work that we've done with Ascendance, I've actually gotten admitted into the University of Pennsylvania, an Ivy League university in the United States where I actually do my bachelor's degree. So yeah, that's about me.
Whoa, hold up, Harsha. All that, and you're only, how old are you, 18?
Yes, I'm 18.
Oh my gosh, guys, where do I, what are we doing here, guys? What am I doing in my life? Oh, by the way, guys, just in case you didn't know, Harsha is Hira's sister, you know.
Yes, I am. She's
Yeah,
also another co-founder of Ascendance.
I like how you just casually forgot to mention her in your, introducing yourself. Terrible, are you? Terrible. Yeah,
You
so
don't know, this is my other place. Wherever I go for family outings, I'm like, hi, I'm Harsha, Hira's sister. So that's normally my introduction. But yeah, today it's just a bit different lah.
Alright, Harsha, let's talk about Ascendance, right? Ascendance has been around since 2015, and ever since then, you guys have been impacting youth. Like impact, like wow, like that kind of impact, not just in Malaysia, but globally as well. And this year, your goal is to impact hashtag 1 million teens. Tell us more about this initiative, Harsha.
So, somewhere in the midst of the pandemic last year, I think one of the things that all of us were going through collectively all across the world was that we had this new landscape of moving online. Ascendance was very used to doing physical programs with our students, so we had to move everything now in this new realm of the virtual world to engage the students we work with. And though in the beginning, like everyone, it was a challenge to adapt here and there, but we were very fortunate that we managed to get our footing really quick. And it was because of this virtual setting that we actually managed to increase our reach. So we actually ended up working with students from all 14 states across Malaysia, as well as students from 7 different countries, from places like Italy, Romania, Nepal. And it showed us that we just have this lovely group of people around us. We just have this lovely community that is willing to champion the ideas of the youth. Because as Ascendance is, we are fully run by students aged 8 to 25 years old. So we can't do anything without the community. And from there it was our idea that, hey, I think it's time that we actually take it a step further. And we introduced our vision of impacting 1 million teenagers, which means to inspire, engage 1 million teenagers in the next 5 years to help them discover what they love doing, start setting the goals that they want and working towards achieving those goals in whatever area, whether it's their happiness, health, education, passion. From there, developing 10% of them to create 100,000 students who are community leaders, who are students who are not just focusing on their own goals, but actually bringing back these things that they learn to their schools, their districts, the people around them, so that they can continuously do what we are doing, but for their own states, for the places that they are at. And of course, from there as well, another 10%, developing 10,000 students to become the next teenage entrepreneurs. So students who are going out there starting the next Facebook, Amazon, Google, and contributing back to our global economy through social businesses. So they contribute back to the community, they become successful. And finally, from there, 10% again, developing 1,000 teenagers who are game changers, coming up with ideas to solve climate change, for free energy, or even to increase water sanitation, reduce food shortage, and actually provide these students with the labs, the facilities that they need to start executing these ideas, even though they might just be kids in school. So that they don't have to wait till they're older, and we can actually start implementing these ideas to solve global issues right now. And we're starting this whole initiative in 2021 with our goal, for our mini goal from this year, to impact 50,000 students. By September 2021, we're actually having a conference to launch off this 50,000 program that we're having. And that's how it's going for this year, and that's our plan in a sense.
Oh my goodness, I love how you mentioned that teenagers can already start now, and I think that is a major game changer, because like we have grown up in the culture where we always feel like, study in school first and then get your degree and then get a job and then discover what you want to do in life. I mean, it's so nice that we are able to start now. So using Ascendance is giving the resources to all these kids and teenagers. I think that is amazing. And Harsha, besides being an international speaker and obviously guys, everyone watching, you can hear from the way she speaks, okay, she's top notch lah. I have to learn from you, okay. I'm really so besides being an international speaker, just casually empowering youth all over the world, just doing your regular Tuesday lah, just being Harsha. You also recently wrote your very own book, The Makings of a Teenage Entrepreneur. So you want to tell us what the book is about and how we can actually get our hands on it?
So the book is actually something that's very personal to me, obviously because I'm a teenage entrepreneur, but also because I actually wrote it on my 18th birthday. So what actually happened was it was in 2020 last year where we suddenly saw in my other social enterprise startmyname.com a spike in clients. I mean, it was a good thing, like it's an amazing thing, like you have more clients, you've got to work harder and all of that. It's just that when you have when you go from having 20 clients to 200 clients, then you've got to learn how to like you can't run your business the same way. And I was learning that as a teenager who was having this business, who was having a team, and my team and I were working night and day in a sense. We were call after call, meeting after meeting, so much so that when I took a holiday off for my birthday, I ended up not being able to really participate in my holiday. I was having Zoom meetings in the house, in the car, in the hotel, basically just getting on top of everything, making sure all my clients were happy, everything was going well. And I was a bit stressed out. I had assignments too. I mean, I go to college, right? Like all teenagers. And it was my birthday. And what happened is there was just a client who called and they scolded me because of something that they were with the argument they were having with another service provider, and because of that they changed their mind on something, and then a good job 3 days ago became a bad job 3 days later. So they called us and kind of like, I would say a bit illogically scolded us because there's no one else to scold, and I was just like, okay, all right. And I put the phone down and I just couldn't stop crying after that. I was like, oh my god, it's my birthday, I have all of these things to do, and like this person that I helped also just came and scolded me, and I just couldn't take it. So I called my mentor and I said, if you told me this is how a teenage entrepreneur's life would be, I'm like, I don't know, I would have reconsidered maybe. And the good thing that he said is, he said, you're just reacting in the moment. You actually love this. So just breathe, look at the lesson of what you're supposed to see in it. And it was on that phone call that I was trying to see, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this in a way? And he said, hey, maybe you just need to talk it out, or maybe you just write a blog. Find a way to find the good in this. So I started writing and I wrote about that particular situation. And then I wrote about another situation that I learned. And I started writing about the different lessons that I've had since I was 11, since I started my entrepreneurship journey. So it was kind of like 7 years of experiences coming together in one book. And I brought that book back to Ascendance after that. And I wrote enough for a book in the first place. And within that week, I actually passed this manuscript to them. And I said, hey, I wrote this. Do you think it's any good? And they said, this is amazing. Like, let's publish a book about it. So it was from there the makings of a teenage entrepreneur was born. So that any kid or any adult even, who even if they don't know what they love doing, but they want to do something different, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to have a career while they're still in school, they could at least have a reference in a way. How do they get started? What do they do to manage clients? How do they get more clients? How do they take care of their team? So all of these core lessons that I learned through trial and error, it's my real experiences, the good and the bad, so that any other person who is in my shoes would have some place they could go to if they need a little help.
I have to be honest, I wish I had this book when I was 15 or 16 lah. Yeah. So how do we find the book, Harsha? Like, is it online or is it a hard copy or?
So you can get the hard copy as the hard copy as well as the online version. You can get it at store.startmyname.com. It basically you can get the book there alone, but you can also get this book with a platform that we made together with it called the teenageentrepreneur.com. So this platform is very special because we read the book and we said, hey, what if someone reads it and they say, how do I become a teenage entrepreneur? What do I do next in a sense? So we actually came together and from all of the things that Ascendance was doing online, consolidated it to a single platform where we have something like 50 live events with Malaysian icons like Dato Nicole and Davido, Harith Iskandar, where we get entrepreneurs from all across the world, from places like Italy, places like Tanzania, to actually share their experiences to even my daily experiences of what it actually means to be a teenage entrepreneur, and combine that with networking opportunities, opportunities for the competitions, to ask questions, workshops, so that you read the book, but you also have something that supplements it, so you can actually kind of like have a platform to kickstart your journey as an entrepreneur or as someone who's discovering what they love doing. So you can get that on store.startmyname as well as a package, starting at only 100 ringgit. So yeah.
I love how you actually, this whole book is about, you sitting down and writing about what value or what lessons you got from certain experiences in your life since you were 11. And I have to say, like, on the front, people will think like, wow, look at Harsha, she's doing this and doing that. Wow, so amazing, so pro. But actually, there is a lot of hard work being put in. There's a lot of sacrifices that people don't see, which is happening behind the scenes, right? And I love how you took this book, and essentially what you did was you used that book to help you shift your mindset and to help you focus on, what you can learn from it, instead of just complaining and just giving up. But super inspiring to hear what you have to say. And similar to what you do, why you wrote the book is actually the same reason why I started this show. It's actually to just shift my own perspective or mindset on, to help myself focus on, I guess, good news or positive, just looking at the bright side of life. And that's why I'm speaking to people, speaking to you, speaking to your sister. I met your sister as well in the previous episodes. And why I'm doing this is because I believe each and every one of us has a story to share, has their own journey to experience, right? Has their own goal to achieve. And I believe each and every one of us can achieve that goal. Like, we are not competing, we are collaborating. So my final question for you tonight, Harsha, is this. Looking at you now, I'm sure there is a core message or value that you carry with you day to day. Like, I don't care what you're doing, right? This is something that you carry in your heart every day. And I guess I would love to hear what is that something, that one thing for you.
All right. And by the way, I love that you started this show to shift your perspective. I believe that's why I'm such a big fan of the show itself. And I think that you're doing a really good job instilling a lot of good news into the community. So thank you. And as for your question, I feel like the core message that I have for myself, or at least what I keep reminding myself of day in, day out, and has helped me and has helped many of the people I guide, is basically you create your reality. That means your reality, the things that happen to you, is an effect of your own thoughts, words, and actions. And on one side, that's a good thing. It shows you that you're limitless in a sense in your possibilities. It means that anything that you want, as long as you keep focusing your thoughts, words, actions on a goal, you keep looking for solutions, somehow or rather you will achieve it. By law of probability, at the very least, you will get there. But at the same time, it also shows that what you're feeding yourself is also important. If you are the one who's kind of like converting that outside noise into your thoughts, words, actions, which in turn generates back your reality around you, then you need to make sure you're in the right environment of people. You need to make sure that the people that you talk to, the conversations that you have, are related to your goals, are making you a happier, healthier person in a sense. So you are kind of like the instrument that creates the world around you. So make sure you feed the right information and that you have the right focus, so that reality is something you want.
We create our own reality. That is powerful stuff right there. I just wrote that down on my notebook, my Khabar Baik notebook. So Harsha, thank you so much. Really appreciate. I'm so honored to have you on the show tonight. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time. You're only 18, but I really want to put that whole mindset of age is like a measure of your experience or measure of your success or wisdom. I totally don't believe that at all, especially after I meet people like Harsha, people like Hira and the team in Ascendance. I'm just looking forward to see Ascendance hit their 1 million teen goal in the next 5 years.
Thank you once again for having me on the show and for keeping us all informed of the good news happening. And I'd say for every single one of you, it's been great speaking to you, and I would really love to see how you guys can change your own reality and change the reality of the world at large. So if you guys want to reach out to Ascendance, do feel free to reach out to me on any social media platform at actually Harsha or at Ascendance Pro, and we'll get in touch. By supporting the initiatives that Ascendance does, by supporting even getting the book and the platform, you actually help contribute proceeds through that to the students that Ascendance works with in low-income families, low-income communities. So thank you guys for your support. And till then, bye.
Wow, it's crazy how much is achieved at her age. Anyway, you can grab her book now using the link in the description below. Just to let you know, the funds will be used to support Ascendance in reaching their hashtag 1 million teens. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have this evening. And when I say that, I actually mean that we have got to start looking for more good news for next week's show. So hey, if you have some Khabar Baik, or if you feel like, hey Chris, you have to get this person on the show, I'm going to give you 3 options. Option number 1, you can leave it in the comments down below. DM me on Instagram or even tweet me at ChrisMJ. Also, if you enjoy these videos and want to be part of it, do hit that subscribe button as you really help the show grow. Thank you so much. And this is the Khabar Baik show, reminding you that, come on, you want to say it together? If you look for good news, you'll find it. Good night everyone. See you next week. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Easy.
Now, next.
Episode 21 of the Khabar Baik show is done.
It's a wrap.
It's a